What's up, farming family? How y'all doing today? Today, we're going to be talking about a new paddle company. It's called Forge+Bond Pickleball. So this is their first series of paddles that are set to release. It's called the Runout series. They have a standard, a hybrid, and an elongated. I got to test play the hybrid. I would assume the only differences in these paddles would be the amount of forgiveness, like, in terms of sweet spot and plow through. I would think the pop would be pretty similar amongst all three, but all I got to play was the hybrid. I do have a 10% off code for this company. It's Farmer. I will get a kickback if you use that. I do appreciate it. It helps my small channel. But yeah, there's a few things I want to talk about with this paddle. It has a thing called fusion fiber, and instead of having a regular edge guard, what this has is an edge guard that's made, and it goes all the way around the edge, and it comes down into and makes the actual handle. It's hard to explain it in words. I'm going to pop up a video right here, but essentially there's a whole frame all the way around the paddle face, and the frame includes the handle. It is a nice feeling handle. Definitely one of the better feeling handles I've felt in pickleball. But yeah, let's get into this review, y'all. I hope you've been doing good. So first thing I want to talk about with this paddle would be the power. So in terms of power, this paddle's not going to be like in the upper ends of power category or anything like that. If anything, this is at the very top of all court, trying to push its way into power. And obviously, if you put more lead tape on it, it's going to get more plow through and get more powerful. So if lead, I think it could be at the bottom of power, but stock, I don't think it is. And this is a 12.7 millimeter, paddle. The thing is, though, it doesn't have quite the pop like you would expect from a 12.7 millimeter paddle. Like, not at all. It does have some pop and would take some time to get used to, but it's not anything like the Boomstick or the Luz Inferno Pro 4 or anything like that. You'll be able to hone this in eventually, and the fact that it doesn't have more pop than what it currently has for, the amount of millimeters it is kind of surprising to me. And I'm wondering if something to do with that fusion fiber frame is dampening and cutting off some of the pop. Not really sure, but it does play a little bit different than what you would expect. Is this paddle going to be controllable? It's probably going to be controllable for a majority of the people that are probably 3.5 plus. The thing is, you're going to have the focus when you get used to it and play with it, because it is a 12.7 millimeter paddle. I don't think it plays like it in terms of pop and controllability, but it also doesn't control like a 16 millimeter paddle would. So you're going to have the focus. You're going to have to take it out and practice with it. You're not going to be lollygagging and switching around between paddles if you're using this paddle. This is going to have to be your only paddle that you're playing with. And then when it comes to the RPMs, mine got 2,092 RPMs, which is pretty good RPMs. Anything over 2,000 nowadays, I'm going to say is going to be like elite spin in terms of my RPM numbers. Obviously, that's going to vary depending on what reviewer you watch. But for me, 2,000 plus is going to be superb in terms of spin. I would generally be okay if anything 1850, 1900 plus, but everybody wants the top spin, so it's got pretty good spin. So when it came to the swing weight of this paddle, the swing weight was 114 for my hybrid shape, and I felt like it had a little bit of room for customization. I honestly didn't even need any lead tape on it. I just played it completely stock. I felt like the swing weight was good and the stability and everything on it was good enough to where I didn't have to worry about it, even for it to be a thin paddle like it is. And then right out of the box, it was 8 ounces, and the balance point of it was 235. And when it came to the twist weight was 6.33. Okay, usually when you get like a 12 or 13 millimeter paddle, it's probably going to have a pretty low twist weight, especially if you're having like a hybrid or an elongated shape. But this one has a pretty good twist weight for it to be a 12.7 millimeter paddle. Most people are probably going to put lead tape on it. I didn't feel like I needed to. I really like the hand speed and what it had to offer without lead tape. But there's going to be a lot of you that are going to want to. I felt like this had a decent sweet spot. I don't think it has quite this sweet spot that the Bread and Butter Loco and some of the other foam paddles has. So you might need to put a little bit of lead tape on the edges to kind of open that up a little bit. But overall, I didn't have any complaints with the sweet spot. I can go out there and play with it stock and not have to worry about it. It's still pretty solid. And then when it came to the overall price, this is a $200 paddle. It does have the polypropylene in the core, and it does have a foam layer along the outer edge. I don't think it's thermoform though, but I don't really think you need it when you have this frame going all the way around it and then all the way down into the handle. But yeah, I think it's a really unique paddle, and I am excited to see what companies do from here, specifically Forge and Bond, because they have a patent pending for this. Curious to see where they go, see if they're going to make a pure foam core version, because I'm very interested in that, y'all. But yeah, overall, solid paddle. I would probably put this in my top 10 paddles that I've played with recently. It's not going to blow you away in any aspects. It's just an overall good paddle. Now, my question to you, does polypropylene still have a place in the market? I know companies are bringing out Gen 3s, and then they just released this Runout series. What do y'all think? But yeah, until next time, stay safe, have a good day, drink plenty of water. Peace, y'all.